Hey there guys, I want to welcome you to a brand spanking new video where I'm going to be talking about a new free tool that I have found that I've been using to create word search activity books, and it's free. And now, as of right now, the one that I'm going to be using, unfortunately, that I found is for Windows systems, but I also did find another one that is for Mac. So I'm going to put a link to that one. But the one that I'm going to be using in this video tutorial is specifically for Windows. Sorry to the Mac folks, but this is really a great one, and I just had to at least put it out there for the folks that are using Windows. So please, no tomatoes. Please don't throw any tomatoes at me. If you know someone that has a Windows system, then you can install it and use their PC to generate the puzzles as well. So anyways, the tool that we're going to be using, is actually going to be a couple of tools to do this, is going to be called Word Search Generator UWP. This is, again, a free app that you can download from the Windows Store. And what you'll do is, I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. But what you'll do is you'll come over, you will click on that link, it'll take you to the store, and basically what you're going to do is hit Get In-Store App, and then you're going to go to the Microsoft Store, and then what you want to do is install this app on your PC. Okay, so it may take a little while for it to install. Mine has finished installing, so now what I'm going to do is at the bottom here, this is the icon for the actual puzzle generator. I'm going to right click this and I'm going to pin this to my taskbar, so that each time I want to use this, I can just come over and click on this and it's going to pop up. So now let's take a look at this and let's just kind of see what we have here, so you guys can familiarize yourself with how to use this. So basically you have over here to the left your word list. This is where you're going to add all of the words that you want to create or that you want to include in a puzzle. Over here is where you can adjust the dimensions, which is the height, the width, all of the kinds of stuff. Just know that the bigger the number, the larger the letters and stuff are going to be. So for example, if you're creating a large print word search puzzle, then you want to make sure that your numbers are as big as they possibly can be so that people can see them. You can actually untick this so that you can adjust each one by themselves. But if you click on this, it's going to lock everything in, and they're both going to stay the same when you start doing your adjustments. You can see there. Okay, so come down here, we're going to see where you can show your puzzle, and then you're going to see show answers. And these are the two sections that we're really going to use. And then the regenerate puzzle feature. Okay, so when you click on this, this is going to actually create the actual puzzle, and I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit to widen this. And actually I think this is a little too big, and I kind of want to make this a little bit bigger. I think you have to go down if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, you go down or up. Okay, so I think that's right, so let's do this. Okay, yes, it is right, so you go down and it makes it bigger. So my bad guys, I thought it was up. All right, so I'm going to leave this at about a 15 because I found this size to work best for large print puzzles. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over and use a tool that a lot of people have been using these days. That's out. It's called ChatGPT, to find some ideas for some word ideas that we can add to our puzzle, right? Okay, so now that we've gotten our puzzle generator installed from Microsoft, what you want to do now is we're going to come over to one of the tools that has been really hot. A lot of people have been talking about this tool as of late, and it's none other than ChatGPT. And so what we're going to use ChatGPT for is to give us a list of words that we can add to our puzzle. Now, we know that Valentine's Day is coming up, for example, so I'm just going to create a simple Valentine's Day word search interior and show you guys how to basically go about creating an actual book using this kind of interior. So with ChatGPT, all you need to do is you basically just create your login and all of that kinds of stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I typically, and I'm going to caveat this, whenever I'm doing my word search puzzles, I typically like to stick to no more than 12 words per puzzle. And so I'm going to just ask ChatGPT to give me 12 words that are related to Valentine's Day that we can use in one of our puzzles. Okay, so what I'm going to do is type this in. I'm going to do, give me a list of 12 words related to Valentine's Day. And this tool is really phenomenal. So instead of trying to go and do all the searches by itself, it's going to just give us a list of these. I put 10, but it should have been 12 words it gives us. Okay. Okay, So these are the 10 words that are going to go in our actual puzzle. So what we want to do is after we're done with this, we want to copy these words. I'm going to go back over to this puzzle. I'm going to paste the words here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to regenerate the puzzle. So as you can see, this is what the new puzzle looks like with all of these new words. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this as an image because we're going to put this actual image over in Canva. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the desktop and I'm going to save this as Valentine's Puzzle 1. And then I'll do main. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm actually going to go to new and I'm going to create a folder for this just to organize things. Okay. So I'm going to open this folder and I'm going to save it to that folder. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and click on show answers. So you see how cool that is? This is actually the answer key for this. So I'm going to go ahead and save the answer key as an image as well. I'm going to do save as image. And then I'm going to basically click on this. And then instead of doing main, I'm going to do answers. And you'll see why I'm doing it this way once we get over into Canva to keep things organized. So now I'm going to go ahead and click save. And now we have easily generated our first puzzle that we're going to add to Canva to create our book. Now we're going to come over to Canva. And what we want to do for the interior is we want to go to create a design. We want to go to custom size and we're going to change this from pixels to inches and we want to do 8.5 by 11. Okay. So we want to do create a new design. Okay. So this is our actual interior page for our word search puzzle. Now I'm going to do interior and then we'll do Valentine's Day word search. Okay, so that's going to be for the interior. So I'm going to bring this in just a little bit. Now, this is where you can really get fancy, guys. You can come over into Canva. You can, add borders and stuff. So I'm going to go to elements and maybe I'll do like a hearts border or something like that that is related to Valentine's Day to really make your puzzles stand out and make them look really, really fancy. So for example, I will take something like this maybe and put this around here. I think this looks pretty good, I guess. Yep, maybe. Maybe not. I don't like that. So you just come in here and you'll find something that really speaks to you that you can add to your puzzle to really make it look super unique. So for example, here's one that I will probably use as a border. And of course, I'm going to change this to black and white. But you just kind of decorate this however you feel like you want to decorate this. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit more so we can see a little bit better. And then I'm going to increase this a little bit more. And there is that, okay, for the page. Now what we want to do is we want to go in, we want to add some text. So we'll do this. And then I'll just type in Valentine's Day. And then we'll duplicate this and we'll put in another little box here. Puzzle number 1. Now I'm going to decrease this a little bit more and then I'm going to change this into a different font. Okay, so we'll just do puzzle number 1. Now you can actually do some themes and I would actually recommend doing that. So for example, instead of puzzle 1, you can do romantic words or romantic dates ideas or something like that. So I would definitely recommend giving each puzzle that you put into your book some kind of theme because it just makes a little bit, makes a little bit more sense to do it that way. All right. So anyway, so we have the puzzle type, which is puzzle number 1, and then we have Valentine's Day as the title. So we're done with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over and upload the actual puzzle into this page that we just downloaded and created from the word search generator. So what I like to do is I'm using Canva Pro because it does give you the access to folders to organize things. Is I'm going to go over to where it says projects. I'm going to go over to folders. And then what I'm going to do is create a new folder. So I'm going to give this folder Valentine's Day word search as a title. I'm going to do create folder. And then I'm going to go to the folder from Canva, and then I'm going to select files, and then I'm going to navigate to the folder that we just created, which is the Valentine's Day word search. Double click in this, and I'm going to upload both the puzzle and the word search solution to this specific folder. Okay. All right. So this is done. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pop this on over into the puzzle. And I probably should have chosen another border here because this one is kind of getting in the way. So let me just see if I can do something different here. And I'm probably going to have to do something different. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'll put another border here in a few, but I'm going to go ahead and start kind of enlarging this puzzle just a little bit to make it as big as possible because it's a large print word search puzzle. Okay. So there we go. All right. Bring this up. And then maybe I'll just use this as a cute little border. I think this will work better for what we're trying to do. So I'll put this as a border. I'm going to change this to black. And then I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste this. I'm going to bring this over to this edge. We're going to flip. So you see what I'm doing there? And then I'm going to copy. I'm going to bring this down. Paste. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this vertical. And then we're going to copy. And then I'm going to come over here, paste, and then we're going to flip this again. Okay. Yeah, horizontal. Okay. May need to bring this down just a little bit more. So we got a 2. Okay. And then we'll make this a 2. Keep everything symmetrical. And then a 2. Okay. So we have our little fancy schmancy kind of borders there. You can put other things here, but this is pretty much it. I'm actually going to bring this up just a little bit more. And then bring this over to kind of center this, and then maybe bring this up just a little bit to the top, okay? And again, you can feel free to decorate this any way that you want. Now, what we need to do lastly is add our word bank, right? So we added the words, or added the puzzle, now we need to add our word bank. So to create a word bank, what I like to do is I'm just going to go over here into Canva, and I'm going to do text. I'm going to add a text box. And then I'm going to add the words here. Now for my word banks, I like to create or add all of them in uppercase so you can see it. Now, since you're doing a large print word search, or since I'm doing a large print word search puzzle, the text has to be at least in a size 16. So you want to make sure you keep it 16 and above. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to go back over to ChatGPT to our list. And I like to break mine up into a list of, like, let's just say since it's 10 in here, I'm going to just do 3, 3, 3, and then, you know, something else. But I like to keep mine kind of even. So if I have like a 12 words, then it's 4, 4, 4, and 4, or something like that. My math is not all that great, but you guys get what I mean. You just want to kind of make it look as symmetrical as you possibly can. So I'm going to copy the first 3 words. I'm going to go over to Canva, and I'm going to paste those here. And I don't want the numbers, so we'll take that out. So I'm going to highlight all of this. And we will, take out all the numbers. We just want it to be plain. So here's that. All kinds of stuff popping up here. Okay, so that's one bank. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste. I'm going to bring this over into the middle. And then I'm going to paste and bring this over right here. Okay, so you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of lining everything up. All right, so now we're going to go to ChatGPT. And we're going to get the next 3 words. So we have this, chocolate, something. Okay, and so we'll put those here. Paste those words. And we're going to bring these out. And we're going to take away the numbers because we don't want them numbered. Okay, and then we'll put in the last words that we're supposed to have in here, which is going to be flowers, gift, dinner, and proposal. So that's fine. So I guess you can say just try to keep everything as even as you possibly can with your puzzles. But for this example, we're just going to leave it as is. I'm going to take the words, the numbers out, and then we're done. All right. So now I want to just make sure everything is evenly spaced. This is at a size 16. And that is it. So we're going to bring this down just a little bit more. This is kind of taking up a lot of real estate. And that's that. Okay, so that is puzzle number 1. Now, you're going to have to do this for each one of the additional puzzles that you create. But the good thing in Canva is that you can always set this as a template, and then you can duplicate this page and just continue the process of creating your puzzles first over here. And whenever you're ready to create a new puzzle, you're just going to go back to show puzzle. You're going to go over here. You're going to take out these words. You're going to add your new word list, and then you're going to go through the same process. You're going to save the image as first, put a name to it, and then go down to show answers, and then save as, and then put the a name to it as well. So that's basically what you do. Okay. Now in Canva, like I said, you can always use the duplicate feature, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change this to gray. I don't really like the black on black. I think it's too stark. So we'll do gray right there. And I think that looks a little bit better. Okay, so what we're going to do is click duplicate page. Okay, and so what you'll do is you'll do Valentine's Day Puzzle 2. You're going to remove this. And then you're going to come over to a ChatGPT. And then you'll say, can you give me 10 more, words related to Valentine's Day? Can you give me okay? Now, the smartest thing to do, honestly, would just be, if you know that you're creating like a 50-page book, you can just come over and say, can you give me a list of 50 words related to Valentine's Day? And I think that should do it, right? That should be sufficient enough to get all the words that you're going to need for all of your puzzles, etc., etc. So now it's giving me the rest of the words related to Valentine's Day. And these are all different words. And so again, I'm going to just take these, pop them over into the puzzle generator, and that's what's going to happen. So we're going to come here. Okay, and then you're going to click regenerate puzzle, and then you'll do the same process that I just showed you. I'm not going to go through this, but you guys kind of get the idea. Okay, all right. Now, all right, so in Canva, again, you just basically are going to put the puzzle up here. So I'm going to come over to my Canva to here, and I'm just going to save as image. And then we're going to do Valentine's Day puzzle number 2, and then we'll do main. Okay, and then you'll do show answers, save as, and then we'll do Valentine's Day puzzle number 2, answers. Okay, and that's it. All right, so now, again, you want to just go back over to Canva. We're going to go back to projects. We're going to go here. We're already in the folder, so we're just going to upload the 2 new puzzles and the solution. Okay, I'm going to open these up. And then we're going to pop in this one, because this is going to be the new puzzle. All right. And then you want to add the words down here. And then that's pretty much it. Now, with all of my puzzle books, I always like to put a blank page between them, just so there's no issues with bleeding, with bleed or bleed through as you're doing the puzzles. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. And so you can see here, this is what this looks like. So you have the puzzle 1, blank page, puzzle 2, and then you'll add another blank page, so on and so forth. And you'll keep repeating that process. All right. So also, you want to make sure that you add a, this puzzle belongs to, or this book belongs to page here. So we're just going to do that. All right. And then I'm going to bring this down a little bit because this is too big. And then you can just go here under elements and look for this here, and then just put another line under here. Okay, so that's the first page there. And then you can actually take all the borders that you have there and put them on this page here. Okay, so that's that. And then I like to make my lines at about a 2 or a 1. All right, because I think that looks better. Okay, all right, so there's that. Now, after you are done with creating all of your puzzles and all of that kinds of stuff, you now have to go through and make your solutions page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over in Canva and click add a new page. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text here, and then I'm going to type in puzzle solutions. And then I'm going to blow this up to make this really big, because people want to be able to, see the solutions, because sometimes you'll get a little stuck. Okay, so I'm going to make this puzzle solutions here. And then I would recommend, maybe keeping the decor that you have around here, but we're just going to keep going for time's sake. Okay, all right. So to do your puzzle solutions, what you're going to do is I'm going to basically just add one of these pages, and then I'm going to go to the grid view, because I'm going to take this and put this behind the puzzle solutions page. So you see what I did there? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of this. I'm going to remove this. Actually, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to remove this. And then what you do, and what I like to do on my puzzle solutions pages, guys, is I like to have at least 4 puzzles on the solutions page. So we'll do puzzle number 1, and this can actually be a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I'm gonna change this to black. Okay, so puzzle number 1, and then what you're gonna do is go back over to your projects folder, and you're gonna actually pop in the solutions. So we know that this is puzzle number 1 for the solutions, and this is puzzle number 2. So we're gonna pop this over here, and then we're gonna decrease this. All right. Okay, and then we're gonna do puzzle 1. Okay, and then we're gonna do puzzle number 2, which is this one. And then we're gonna bring this over to make this about the same size. So I'm going to duplicate this in Canva, and then we'll notate as puzzle number 2. And then you'll do the same thing. So what I'm gonna do for the other 2 puzzles that you make. So I'm going to group these things here together. Actually, let's do this. I'm gonna highlight this, gonna click group, and then what I'm gonna do is copy, and then I'm going to paste, and I'm gonna bring these down right here, kind of line them up, make sure they're lined up. Okay, and then you'll do puzzle 3, and then copy that and do puzzle 4. And that is how you do your solutions page. Now, I know that I've kind of gone through this pretty quickly, but for the sake of time, I didn't want to, drag this on even more. But this is pretty much how I go about creating my word search interiors using the free tool for Microsoft UWP or whatever that's called. I can't remember the specific name. Yeah, the Microsoft Word Search Generator UWP. And then also using ChatGPT to give you the list of words and things like that that you can actually use in your word search puzzles. So just remember that with ChatGPT, again, probably the best thing to do instead of kind of breaking things up in tens is to just say, hey, give me a list of 100 words that are related to Valentine's Day, or give me a list of 100 romantic words, or give me a list of 100 words for couples, something like that. Because in your word search puzzles, you really want to make sure that each one of the puzzles that you put in your books have a theme to it. So for example, romantic words, date night words, love words, types of chocolate, Valentine's Day gift ideas, things like that. So that's another way that you can use this as well. But I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Again, this is kind of how I go about this. And then what you will need to do after creating your interior, of course, is to head over to Canva to create the cover for your word search puzzle book. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I may do one in the next video, but I did want to at least show you guys a free way that you can actually get out there and create word search puzzles. And these are very popular and they do sell really well, but you're definitely going to have to niche down to do this. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you so much for watching and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and I forgot to mention that when you are ready to print this out and upload this as an interior to KDP, you just want to go over to share. You want to go to download. You want to go to PDF print. And then you want to make sure that it says CMYK best for professional printing. And then if you feel like you need to flatten it, you can do that. I never do that, but if you want to do that, you can. And then you're just going to click download, and then you're going to upload this interior to your Amazon KDP account. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video where I probably will just go ahead and do how to create a cover for your word search puzzle. So be on the lookout for that video. Thanks again.